Hello there, you Awakening Wonders. Thanks for joining me today for Stay Free with Russell Brand, a very special show when we are talking to Roseanne Barr, who I consider to be an extraordinary, shamanic, swirling, whirling linguist. It's odd when you meet people whose talents and gifts are harnessed by an aspect of the system. In her instance, the entertainment industry or Hollywood, whatever synecdoche you want to use to describe that. She's a person whose gifts are spiritual. Indeed, I believe that all of our gifts are spiritual, but tend ultimately to get harnessed by materialistic systems. It's a brilliant interview. Me and Roseanne really get into it. There's several moments where Roseanne says, I'm not sure I should be saying this. So, of course, we can't do the whole thing on YouTube, but the first 15 minutes or so will be available for you on YouTube. To further support us, although this simply supports our business, our operation, and our movement, become an Awakened Wonder. So you'll be able to see the exclusive videos we make every single week just for our community members. You'll be able to join us live for conversations like the one we have with Roseanne. You'll also become a member of our book club where we read Mere Christianity, and I describe to you why I use such extraordinary fashion accessories and occasionally turn up in an odd hat and sunglasses like this as an expression of who I believe myself to be at the deepest possible level. So, Roseanne, as you may know, is a sort of a big star, as well as having won a whole bunch of awards for a variety of things. She's also run for office. Did you know she'd run for president twice? Her show has been the most successful and popular show in the United States of America. And of course, she's been aggressively cancelled. Now, I know a little bit about that, and it's one of the subjects that we will be discussing in our conversation over the course of the day. Here's an interview that you could have watched live on Locals. You'll notice that several people's questions, like Fire Girl 2020, were put directly to Roseanne, and we've got some fantastic interviews coming up. Bobby Kennedy's coming on the show soon. We're talking to military insiders about American foreign policy. We'll be talking to Michael Schellenberger later in the week about the deep state censorship that's beginning to affect all of our lives. And if you want to join us for those, become an Awakened Wonder. The code's been posted now in the chat, wherever you are, whether it's the YouTube chat or the Rumble chat or not the Awakened Wonder chat, you've already joined us, so that you could become a part of this movement. Without further ado, let's enjoy this glorious conversation with a very surprising, brilliant, plainly extraordinarily bright human being, Roseanne Barr. Roseanne, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
You're just talking about that we were
excited to be with you.
Yeah, I'm excited to be with you. You mentioned, or at least we're beginning to mention, I think, a time when I did a comedy show in the UK, and you came over from America, and we were so excited that you were there, because prior even to the epochal, significant, and genre-defining Roseanne show, you were a controversial and much beloved stand-up comedian. And it seems like for a minute, and this is something I know from my own culture and from my own country, is that for a minute you were sort of able to be utilized by the culture as an example of, this is a working class person that shows that, America is working and that liberalism is working, and look how we're giving a platform to this white trash woman. I'm not saying that's what you are. I'm saying that's how you were used by the culture for a moment. And in a way, we can use perhaps God, certainly your journey. And I know that personally, Ivy, you're getting a lot of love, by the way, in this chat. You can use your journey and my journey, in a sense, to track how the culture is changed, how it talks about class dynamics, class politics, how ideas like freedom of speech, how the fating and utilization of mental health, and yet the sort of condemnation of errors of judgment sort of have evolved over time. I wonder, Roseanne, because a lot of our audience may not know that you stood for leader of the Green Party, that you've been outspoken on a number of issues, that you were a pretty vocal Democrat supporter, I feel like at times in your career before supporting Donald Trump. I wonder where you are in the culture right now. Do you feel sort of generally cynical and skeptical about what you might call mainstream culture, given what happened when the Roseanne show returned with tremendous success to the air, and how you were treated and how the show was cancelled? I wonder what you feel has fundamentally changed since your first flood of fame and success and this new incarnation of Roseanne.
Well, that's a lot to unpack there, but I was just thinking about it this morning. Funny that I thought, you know what? I haven't changed at all. I have the exact same thoughts and beliefs that I had when I first came to Hollywood, as a stand-up comic that wanted talk about just regular people who do all the work that makes everything go, and unappreciated working class, and class politics. I haven't changed any of my views whatsoever, but the what do you call that? The hourglass, they do those hourglass flips in the mind control program of the mass media, they do these hourglass flips. And so they did a total hourglass flip where suddenly the left that I was, I did run for president in 2012 as a socialist. And all of a sudden, that left and the left that I was raised in, because my parents were socialists too, and their parents, but that left, well, we cared about freedom of speech. And we cared about, civil rights and bettering yourself with education and moving up. And all of that flipped. And now it's like the left is not, as I always say, well, the left doesn't seem like your daddy's left anymore. Now it's just a kind of a fascist structure that hates civil rights, hates freedom of speech, hates individual rights, and just says, no, just authoritarian and just repressive, putting its big, can we swear on your show?
Yes. I have to stop this interview right now because Roseanne is about to transgress all sorts of extraordinary community guidelines that are amorphous, Kafkaesque, difficult and to read and understand, almost as if that's the intention of them, that we live in new, banal, bureaucratic spaces that are indecipherable and deliberately opaque in order to keep us in a constant state of confusion. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you can see now that there's only a few seconds left on the countdown. So click the link in the description and consider becoming an awakened wonder and joining us for all of our content. See you later. Goodbye.